Hi crypto fans, welcome to CCS Cryptocurrency State. My name is Santiago and today I'm going to cover some exit plan strategies for XRP. This is not an airdrop video guys, but don't worry, I will continue doing my usual content about airdrops. But we cannot ignore everything that is happening outside the airdrop niche. Bitcoin is in new all-time highs, XRP on new all-time highs, and many other altcoins are pumping. So we need to pay attention to this part of the bull run. So I'm thinking to add more content regarding general stuff on crypto. Not crypto news, but general stuff on how you can outperform this cycle and how to go out of this bull run with a lot of money. So this is an XRP video, but actually you're going to be able to apply what I'm going to tell you with many other important tokens. So this exit plan strategy can be applied to another tokens. But I am a big holder of XRP since 2017. I want to share one option of a plan to exit the market this time that I don't see any other specific YouTubers on XRP never mention what I'm going to tell you. So let's go to the content directly, and please, if this is your first time here and you are interested on XRP, give me one opportunity. You will see the value of this video at the end. So guys, super bullish on XRP. It's very difficult to time the market. So right now the best option for you is to hold your allocations. We are at $3.62 at the time of recording. So what I think about XRP and what is my strategy on this bull run. First of all, I think we are going to have a bull run top and a bear market cycle started at some point in 2026. I know that many people talks about that there are not going to be cycles anymore. But guys, almost all those people, the only thing that they know is crypto. So if you only base your technical analysis and your expertise on crypto, you are missing 50 years or 60 years of many other markets. The S&P 500 has cycles. You can study that and you can determine that. And we have been passing from almost 100 years of history, and still we can see cycles on the S&P and in many other markets. Even in gold you can see cycles. So thinking that we are going to only going up, just a little of retracement and continue going up just because we have more adoption. And now we have companies and countries paying attention into crypto. That is super absurd from my perspective. So I think we are going to have cycles, and I think we are going to have a bear market, and it will be led by a stock dump, and crypto will follow too into a bear market. However, I agree that it may not be like in 2021 or 2022, where all altcoins are going to dump by a 90%. I think that some utility tokens, in my speculation, are not going to dump that hard. But again, this is only for a couple of tokens. This is not for the majority of the tokens. Most of the tokens in the next bear market are also going to dump 90% because they don't have any utility. Almost 90% of the tokens right now in crypto are destined to fail, and that is true. Now, on this bull run, tokens that get an active ETF are going to perform better in the bear market and probably dump less. Also, tokens that participate in any type of company or country reserve are going to be more protected into the dump of the next bear market. That is also my speculation. And like I said before, I think some tokens, including XRP, are not going to dump a 90% again in a bear market condition. Of course, are going to go down, but not a 90% if by the time of the bear market we already have ETF and maybe company reserves with XRP and more institutional adoption on XRP and some other big important tokens. With those big important tokens, I am only mentioning 10 or 15, not more than that. Others that I enter into this list are HBAR, Solana, Ethereum, and another blue chips on the crypto market, especially again those that when we get into the end of this year we are going to see those in an ETF. Now the exit plan that I'm going to share with you, it should be only considered with strong blue chips tokens. This is not going to work to meme coins, not going to work to most of the game tokens, and it's not going to work to tokens without real utility, especially if they are not related to DeFi. Because right now the biggest adoption that we are going to see is going to be in DeFi. Now let's go directly to my exit plan and how you can outperform any other type of gains with these different solutions on how to exit this bull run with major profits on your XRP tokens. Let's start saying, for the example of this video, that you have 10,000 XRP tokens in your portfolio, and let's say that XRP tops the cycle at $10. This is only speculation, we don't know that. The first exit plan that you can do on this bull run is to try to catch the top of the altcoin season, and you start DCAing down or sell at what you think is the top of the altcoin season, your XRP, trying to catch. So you basically, let's say that you catch near the $10 mark in this example, and you are then trying to catch the next bottom in 2027, 2028. In this exit plan, even if you are a great trader or you really mark the top of the market, remember that it's very difficult to mark the top of a bull run, and it's more easy to enter in a good position in a bear market. That is statistically more easy to do than selling at the top of the bull run. So even if you do all this, remember you will need to pay taxes on your earnings. So when you sell your tokens, you are going to be paying taxes on that. Of course, that depends on where are you seeing this video, but let's just take the US example. If you are in US, you will need to pay taxes on these earnings. Hey guys, we partner with What Exchange, one of the greatest decentralized exchange right now in the market. I love that you can see everything on your screen at once. You can connect to What Exchange from different mainnets, and you can see here the list of hundreds of tokens. They are continuously adding more tokens each week. And What Exchange has an active airdrop. They are going to distribute 30% of the total supply, guys, into this airdrop. So that is why I'm super bullish trading here too. You can see here the point section that they added recently, so you can check everything about your progress on this airdrop. And in trading, you can see how many order tokens you earn, because they have this payback system from the fees that you pay. Part of that goes back to you on order tokens. So check the link on the description to join to What Exchange. Trade on the platform, participate on the airdrop of the 30% of the supply, and also get some order tokens back. All the links are in the description. The second thing that is going to happen, and of course this is only something that happens, it's not an exit plan, is that you are going to be so blind on the XRP FOMO that you are not going to sell. And you will see all the downtrend again for 3 years. For most people, especially new people that enter into the market, this is a scenario that is going to play out. Hopefully, if you see this video, you are more educated at this point, and you are not going to be the retail that buys XRP at $10 and sees that during 3 years on the downtrend until it recovers. The good thing about this, if this happens to you, is that you don't pay taxes. You still get your assets, but you don't get any reward, and you will have a very big stress. So this is not either the ideal scenario. Now I'm going to talk about something that I didn't see in any YouTuber of XRP or altcoins ever. And this is my strategy, that third exit plan, that nobody talks about this option. But if you really understand your asset, you will never sell your asset, and you need to understand those words correctly. Billionaires never sell their assets. They borrow against them and use debt to generate wealth. Buffett, Robert Kiyosaki, even Michael Saylor is doing that with Bitcoin. So you don't sell the assets that you think are going to outperform fiat currencies. There's no sense on doing that. I know that some crypto analysts, the good ones, are seeing everything related to satoshis, so they prefer to earn more satoshis and they don't care about fiat. But most of you people are going to want to sell the tokens to get some US value or fiat value to do stuff outside crypto. So this is basically for you guys. So instead of selling your assets, you will borrow fiat against your asset that is more valuable than your fiat, and you will be paying the debt in the same fiat. So instead of selling the asset, you ask for fiat and you repay on fiat. You never are going to give your asset to other people. You are never going to use your assets to pay a fiat debt. So you want to get assets and you want cash flow. This is actually what every billionaire do, and this is the best strategy. So what you can do is that you can borrow against your XRP. Let me show you some examples. For example, in Nexo. Nexo is one of the biggest CX exchange right now. You can see that Nexo is at position 94. They have their own token. This platform has been here since 2018. And after Binance and a couple of others, this is one of the biggest platforms that survive during all the bear markets. So from my perspective, it's very safe. Of course, you will have always the risk of not holding your assets on this strategy. But you can see, for example, here that you can get a loan against your XRP. You can open a crypto-backed credit line using your XRP as collateral, and you can enjoy a flexible repay schedule, tax-efficient borrowing, and interest rates as low as a 2.9%. So this is something that I never see on XRP YouTubers to talk about that. You can check this if this is something that you may be interested on doing. Of course, I am not paid by Nexo. This is one example. I'm going to show you other examples. But for example, you can top up more than 100,000 to unlock access to a dedicated relationship manager, crypto loan at 0 in annual interest, and custom terms and rates. So you can search more if you want. And you have, for example, an online tool. So if you want to get a loan of $100,000, you will need a collateral required of 92,000 XRP right now. This is a 30% LTV. And in the example, we are saying that maybe you have 10,000K XRP and you have an XRP of $10. So basically that is 100,000 US value on your asset. So you can borrow a lot of money with that as collateral. Maybe around $30,000, something like that, like a third of your collateral. Depends the platform. And like I put here, guys, also ChatGPT can give you more places to check. You can search what platforms allow you to borrow stablecoin using XRP token as collateral. And searching that, you can see all the different platforms. Nexo, that we already show you, Lantern Finance, CoinRabbit, Bit2Me Loan, Bitrue. They are also going to give you stablecoins using support XRP as collateral. uHodler, Crypto.com, Maple Finance. There are many other DeFi platforms like Kava, Flare Finance. So there are many places. You can see here a platform comparison that ChatGPT put you here. So you can do your own research. Probably as we get into the bull run, we are going to see more options. Remember that of course you have risk on this strategy. This is not risk-free, nothing is risk-free, but this is a great strategy. So with the 10K XRP at $10, let's say you can have 100K USDT value. You will probably not be able to borrow the 100K, but you are going to be able to get a very nice allocation. Let's say with my portfolio or a bigger portfolio, maybe you can get 100K. So you can invest those 100K in businesses outside crypto to generate cash flow. For example, it could be vending machines, a car wash, a laundromat, barber shops. In my case, that is what I did in my country in Argentina in 2021, 2022. I invested some profits on crypto into barber shops. So I opened that line of business in that year. But you can do whatever you want to do. So you will be in a bear market. You take care of your business. You get to pay your borrowed debt. And you will end up with a business with cash flow. You still keep your XRP assets, because you never sell it, and maybe in 2 years XRP can go to $100. We never know. So in the other options, you sell your tokens, but maybe you sell it mistakenly, and maybe in 1.5 years in the middle of the bear market, you find out that Swift is actually integrating Ripple and using XRP for all their transactions. XRP is going to, of course, skyrocket again. You will be missing out to buy early, and then you are ending up without any asset. So that is why in this strategy you never sell your XRP, because you really don't know what will happen in the future. But you are a real believer of the possibilities that XRP has. And most important, you don't pay taxes for the debt. So if you know about how to generate wealth, you know that the money that you get on this borrowed money is tax-free. Of course, depends your country and your laws, but in normal scenarios, you don't need to pay taxes for that money that is a debt money. So who should do this option? If you are an entrepreneur or have that profile, you are currently debt-free, so you don't have credit card debt, So basically, if you don't have bad debt. Also, you need to tolerate risk, of course, and this is not a passive strategy. You are going to need to generate and invest in a business. So the money that you borrow is not going to be sitting there. It's going to be used to generate cash flow. And with that cash flow, you are going to be entered in a better position on the next bear market. You still hold your assets and you are going to have a business with cash flow, and you also understand how to be wealthy in the future. So if you understand what I am posting here on this video, please put your comments below. Also, if you like it, click the like button so I know that this kind of content is interesting for you. Of course, nothing is risk-free. The two main risks that you have is that you could suffer a hack on the platform that you used to borrow, or you may have some problems there on the platform. So you really need to look all the details when you borrow that money. And the other risk is that you may not be able to repay your borrowed money. If you are really an entrepreneur and you understand something about business, or you feel capable of having small business, the percentage of what you need for repay your borrowed money for that year, 2 years is not going to be much. So you should be able to use that allocation. Even that, you can buy some property, rent it, and with that money you pay your borrowed money. You keep your asset. You may have some small house that you are renting, so that is another idea too. If you don't want to run a business, you can check what can you do on real estate. Of course, nothing of this video is financial advice, it's only for entertainment and it's my opinion on one of the things that I plan to do with my exit strategy for this valuable asset that is XRP. Again, you cannot do this with meme coins or tokens that are not really on the utility list of tokens. I recommend you to do it only with tokens that are going to participate on ETF during this bull run, because those are going to be more solid projects for sure. So in this list I could include Ethereum, Solana, maybe Cardano, ADA, XRP, SUI, HBAR, Hype. I don't really know if Hype is going to be included on this list, but the blue chips of crypto that at least have been here from a bear market, those tokens, especially the ones that are going to be on ETFs, are going to be solid assets to hold. But again, this is especially for XRP holders. So guys, put your comments below. What do you think about all this? What are your comments? And again, this video is also for another tokens, not only XRP, but put your comments below if you like this kind of content, and if you want more strategies and things about how to manage this bull run, how we can get the top of the market and trade on this crypto season. That will be all. Remember, if you want more alpha, join to my private Discord. We have a Discord community where we cover DeFi, airdrops, yield farming, and many other things. Of course, crypto in general. I have an application that I created to farm airdrops and more. So check my subscriptions, check our NFT collection if you want some passive income. We have been running that almost from a year, and we also have some merchandising for crypto. That will be all on this video. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell to get the notifications, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.